Hello, Carmen Molitor with the Pinnacle Team at RE/MAX Properties.
And Amy Cavender with eMortgage Capital.
We're here to talk about rates, and it's definitely something you're hearing about a lot in the news. Rates are still high, not expected to come down anytime soon. Combine that with prices still pretty high, average price point in the mid 500s. We have what's essentially an affordability issue. And so rates are bouncing around in the mid 6s to high 6s currently, and that makes it tough. But what a lot of people don't know is there is actually an option to get a lower rate for the long term, not the temporary rate buy down, but a permanent rate buy down. So Amy, first I think, can we talk about how rates are determined?
Absolutely. So rates are determined based on loan type. Okay, so you've got your conventional FHA and VA, which are your common loan types. And then they're based on your credit score. That's a big factor. And then down payment. So those are, a lot more goes into factoring interest rates, but those are the key components that people need to kind of pay attention to, because obviously the lower the credit score, the higher the risk, and therefore the higher the interest rate. But you did mention buy downs. So there are two types of buy downs that we commonly refer to. There's a permanent buy down, which is where you actually buy that rate, which is lower than what we would consider market rate. Or there's the temporary buy down, which we won't even talk about today. Yeah. So, but talking about the permanent buy down, you can use funds. So as a lender, we get rates from 5.25% up to 7%. Okay. Each rate in between those two either costs money or there's a credit for that money. So depending on that situation, you can buy down the interest rate. Like today, you could buy it down to 5.25%. With a cost of $14,000. And I ran that scenario on a $500,000 VA loan. Or if you didn't have the cash, you could bump up the rate. So, there are different ways, depending on the situation, that we can help you with affordability.
Right. And a rate buy down has a significant impact on your monthly payment. In that scenario that you just talked about, the reduction in your monthly payment would be about $350 some.
Yeah, between current market rate, which is what we call par rate, of about 6.375 to 5.25, that would be about a difference of $350. So that's pretty significant over the life of the loan for sure.
It's huge, yeah. And the other thing to consider is that rate buy down does not have to come from you as the buyer. Right? We have been successful in negotiating the sellers paying that on behalf of our buyers. And the market conditions are changing because we have more inventory. Time on market is definitely longer than it's been. And people, for the most part, have some equity. And so they're in a position as a seller to offer those incentives to pay for a rate buy down and other costs associated with your loan, and help it be a win-win. They get their house sold, the buyer gets a better rate with a better payment, and no extra cost to them.
For sure. And the key component is every situation is different. And so that's where you and I can work together to, do what's best for the buyer to get them into a house that they can afford. So
for more information about how this might help you specifically, feel free to give us a call. We're here to help.
Thank you.